Hey everybody, welcome back to my studio, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I want to talk about something that I've touched on before in other videos, but it's something that keeps coming up over and over and over again. Whether it's from my customers here at the lab, whether it be people I know online or I know personally outside of the business, and it's dealing with burnout in photography. And this happens to people whether they're running a full-time business, whether they're running a part-time business, or whether they're doing it as a hobby. I see so many people get into photography all gung-ho, and then within a very short time, they burn out. Some it's a little bit longer, some it's a little bit shorter, but they burn out. So let's get into talking about it. But before we do that, I want to cover off two things. First of all, in no way, shape, or form am I telling you not to try to improve your photography. No way, shape, or form am I telling you to deliver a bad product to your customers or to just give up or just like whatever. I'm not saying that. Please don't take it as that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get better in photography. I'm not saying that you shouldn't work at photography. I'm not saying any of that. But I'm saying that you need to deal with some of the burnout before it gets to the point of you leaving the hobby or leaving the industry. And if you don't deal with it, well, it's going to be worse than if you do deal with it. Second thing I want to talk about is if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button down below. If you have subscribed, please make sure that the subscribe button is clicked, and please click on the like button for this video. All right, so let's get into it. So what are some things you can do to stop burnout? Well, some of these are going to apply to the hobbyists, some of these are going to apply to the business people, and some of these are going to apply to both. Number one, the very first thing is be realistic. And this covers a whole pile of areas. Be realistic about how much money it's going to cost you and how much money you're going to make. Be realistic about how many good pictures you're going to get. Be realistic about the amount of work involved in photography. So let's cover off some of them. First thing is the money. Be realistic, whether it's a hobby or a business, as to what photography gear costs. Please be realistic. Don't go out there and start buying a bunch of gear. Don't go out there and start running up your credit card thinking that this is that. Be realistic as that it costs you money to buy photography gear, it costs you money to have photography gear sitting on the shelf. It costs you money for all of that. And the second part of the money area is be realistic if it's a business, how much you're actually going to make. Now, I know hobbyists who go out and spend a ton of money on gear. And then after a year or two, they sit down, they go through all the gear, they realize how much money they have, and they just, I can't believe I spent this much money on it. So be realistic if you're getting into it. Be realistic. But be realistic if you're a business person as to what you're going to make from it. If you started yesterday, chances are you're not making $100,000 today. Be realistic that if you started a year ago, that you're probably not up to the $500,000 of income mark. Understand that stuff just doesn't come as quick for some people. And a lot of people who are telling you this stuff is, well, they're pretty much BSing you. They're not being realistic. I've seen the videos. I've seen the posts online, how you can make $1 million, how you can make 100,000, how if you're not making $100,000, you're a loser, how that, yeah, that's a bunch of garbage. Like, understand, it takes money to make money. But at the same time, sometimes you don't make as much money as you think you're going to make. All right, number two under the be realistic. Be realistic as to how many keepers you're going to get, the percentage of keepers you're going to get. I see this so often from hobbyists. I see this so often from people with businesses, whether they're shooting weddings, nature, wildlife, whether they're shooting family pictures, that they expect to go out after a month, 2 months, 6 months of shooting and get 100% perfect pictures, 100% National Geographic, 100% magazine cover quality. People, it doesn't happen. And if anybody's telling you that they're doing that, they either have very low expectations or they're lying to you. If you can go out and shoot 5 or 10% absolutely amazing pictures, whether it's for a hobby or whether it's for a business, you're doing better than most people. Now, I'm not saying your good pictures aren't going to be up there. If you're only getting 5% good pictures, well, something's wrong. But I'm talking about expecting those knockout award-winning pictures every time you push the shutter button. It's not going to happen. So be realistic. Don't push yourself for stuff that's just not realistic, because it's going to drive you nuts. I've had a number of local wedding photographers that I've known over the years, either through the business here at the lab or through personally, that have left the business because they were frustrated that they weren't getting 100% keepers at their wedding. Really? Seriously? If you're getting half your pictures that you shoot at a wedding that are really good, I'm not talking about just good, I'm talking about really good, that's insane. If you're getting 10% that are absolute knock your socks off quality, that's beyond insane. I don't know any photographer out there that are getting these high number of keepers that some people online are saying, every time I take a picture, no, that's a bunch of garbage. And again, if they're telling you that, tune out, tune off, leave them, don't believe them. The third thing under the be realistic is, whether it's a hobby or whether it's a business, be realistic as to how much work is involved in, taking pictures. The early mornings, the late nights, sitting behind the computer, the bad weather, the shooting when you didn't feel like it. Just be realistic with the work involved. I always hear from people that come in here and they tell me, I'm starting a business, or I've just started a business, and within the next year I'm going to be, and they'll give me some insane story. No. Understand, you're going to do the garbage in your business and you're going to do the glamour in your business. You're going to be sweeping the floors and you're going to be shooting the weddings. You're going to be backing up files and you're going to be photographing the beautiful bride or the beautiful sunrise or the beautiful animal or whatever. You're going to be doing it all. So understand how much work's involved. If you're doing it as a hobby, understand how much it is to get out, take the picture, come back, edit the picture. Just understand the work involved. Be realistic about everything. All right, so number 2, how to prevent burnout, how to stop burnout. If you have to, take a break. Now, again, please understand, if you're doing this as a business and you have contracts coming up, whether it's for weddings, whether it's for family pictures, whether it's for whatever, you just can't not show up. You just cannot give up. You just cannot say, I'm not doing this. If you've booked stuff a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, a week ago, whatever it is, you just can't say, I've decided not to do your stuff this weekend because I'm suffering from burnout. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you may have to take a break. It may be during the week. It may be booking off a week, including the weekend, coming up in the future when you don't have anything booked. But you may have to take a break. If you're the hobbyist photographer, put your camera away for a while. That's it. Just put your camera away. Just don't take your camera everywhere for a while. Just don't go out and take pictures. If you're a professional photographer, don't push yourself to be shooting 24/7, 365. I know so many photographers out there in the YouTube world and the social media world that will tell you, well, a real photographer always carries their camera with them. And if they don't carry their camera with them, well, they're obviously a loser and they're not a real photographer. Really? Seriously? I go to events. I go to different things. I see photographers there. They're not carrying their cameras, people. They're lying to you. They don't have a camera with them all the time. You don't need to either, whether it's for a hobby or whether it's for a business. Do what you have to in your business. Shoot the pictures you have to. Shoot the stuff you've booked. Shoot what you need to shoot to keep your business running. You may have to scale back if you're overcommitted. You may have to do stuff, but honor your commitments and go from there. Number 3, get back to what you love about photography. Simple, straightforward. If you like going out and shooting flowers, take your camera and go out and shoot some flowers. If you like shooting your kids playing at the playground or the beach, take your camera and go out and shoot that stuff. Don't pressure yourself. Just go out and do it. Just maybe buy a small point and shoot camera and go out and just snap some stuff that you love to do, or borrow a point and shoot camera, whatever, so you're not taking your expensive gear out. But get back to what the love of photography was. I do that regularly. I love taking certain pictures. I love going in our backyard when the flowers are in bloom and just photographing some flowers. Will you see them on my social media posts? Yeah, maybe once in a while. Will you see them in the studio? Maybe once in a while. Are they all the time? No, because I like doing it. Sometimes I get some amazing shots, but I just like doing it. It's just fun. So that's number 3. And finally, this is the biggest thing. Don't push yourself to be the success that others think you have to be. I see this constantly. People burning out because their spouse told them they should. People burning out because their parents told them they should. People burning out for whatever reasons, whatever situations that they've found themselves in. They're pushing themselves to the extreme, and they just can't handle it anymore. Be realistic. Take a break. Shoot what you'd like to do, and understand it's your life. Do what you like. Work at your pace, improve at your pace, and go from there. So until next time, get out there, take some amazing pictures, take some whatever pictures, or just don't take any pictures at all. We'll talk to you again. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.